Hello, and I am back. Today I'm going to do day 2 of kind of talking through some of the ways that I support each of my values day to day. Yesterday I posted a video talking about how I support my value pride of body. Today I'm going to take you through some of the things I do to support my value growth of mind. So to start off, one of the first ways that I kind of frame this value is that I want my focus on growth to be maniacal is the term that I have for it. So this is more related to like news, info, like constantly absorbing information. So I have built into my routines, morning and evening, points when I absorb different types of information, and I have included it into a habit tracker also. So I like to absorb business articles. I'm trying to get into financial news and then world news. So I subscribed to several different newsletters that I find value in for business. It's the Hustle and Retail Dive. They're specifically focused on areas of interest in my expertise at work also. And then I have started following Atom Finance to just get a snapshot of market information. I'm wanting to learn options trading to kind of grow potentially another source of revenue in my life outside of just my salary. I'm 33, so trying to I need to get serious about that side of my life as well. And then the next way I support growth of mind is I want to constantly be learning, and for me that's really reading. When I did my performance review earlier this year, I was kind of in the middle of implementing all these changes. And when I went back and reflected on the previous year's reviews, each year I had stated my plan was to read books and a list and then use that information to grow XYZ. And I was the third year in a row where I had set this intention and didn't have any follow through on it. So similar to what I discussed yesterday related to how I needed to align my goals with fitness to my motivation, I needed to understand how my motivation worked for reading so that I could start to make some progress there. And the unlock that I had was that I needed to release the expectation that I had to start and finish one book at a time. So for me, actually right now, I have this whole stack of books that I'm in the process of going through. I've got fiction and nonfiction. So I've got a fiction book, and I may be like 20% the way through that. And then a bunch of like a couple leadership books. So Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg, The Hard Thing About Hard Things. And then to support my kind of growth on the financial side, I've got this book's Options Made Easy to try to get a baseline understanding of how options trading works and start my path there. But you'll see all of these, I kind of have where I've gotten into a little bit of them, and then I take a break and I go on to the next book. And for me, my concern with doing that was that I might lose some of the insight from the book, but what I do is I just take a pen and I physically write in the book as I'm going and highlight what is of interest to me. So when I'm finished with the book, no matter how many breaks I've taken in reading to get to the whole book, I go back through and then read everything that I've highlighted, and I pull it out into an Evernote note and round back on the book collectively then, so that I make sure I've got the understanding out of it, and then I take action from that, whether it's work or life. And that has finally allowed me to get through books. I've probably read like 15, 16 books this year, and although I'm like actively reading those, I probably have like 5 or 6 other books that I've probably read a chapter or 2 in, and that's kind of how I set my baseline of what I'm going to read next. As soon as I get a book, I'll read kind of a chapter and then set it to the side, and then as I finish and I'm pulling books in and out of rotation, I will pull from the ones that I've kind of like skimmed. But that works for me. It supports my value growth of mind. Both of those things help me to support being an expert in my field, which is also how I'm trying to grow my mind. I received feedback this year that was definitely feedback that I needed to hear, where I was trying to chase down expertise in all these different areas, but without a narrow focus, I wasn't ever going to be a true expert. I was just going to be a master of none. So narrowing my focus there and understanding how to better align my motivation with reading and aligning, gaining information into my daily routine, all three of those help support each other to help support growth of mind. The next thing is I want to be curious with my emotions. So before I would experience an emotion, I would react to that emotion, and typically that reaction was not very healthy. So by using meditation, I've been able to note when I'm experiencing emotion and just have kind of forced myself into experiencing it, to releasing it, and that is helping me grow my mind also. Then approaching any conversation, new idea, topic, project, to first seek to understand, then be understood. That's something that was definitely holding me back at work. I am very bold in my assertions, and I realized that I was just railroading most conversations and stopping them before they were starting. So I stepped back, make a conscious effort to try to understand, someone or the group's point of view, or gather more data so that I can more appropriately enter into the conversation and it be a healthy dialogue versus just me coming through like a freight train, barreling through. And again, I spoke to meditation, but the next thing to support growth of mind is to cultivate presence and balance with meditation. This I've also aligned with my motivation by including it into my daily routine. So every morning I go to the gym. Part of my gym routine is I spend 10 minutes in the sauna. So I spend 5 of those 10 minutes doing a headspace meditation. And I know that every day that's going to happen, and it's just literally gotten to be almost like muscle memory. I walk in the sauna, the headspace app opens, towel goes down, water goes down, and I just am meditating for the 5 minutes, and it's kind of a perfect way for me to wind down my workout and relax. And then the next thing and last thing I have that I utilize as a tool to grow my mind is using visualization. So visualize my thoughts, feelings, responses, and actions. And I do this in a lot of ways in my life. I used to do it for just more global goal setting. Like I have a vision board on the back of my door, so I was using it to visualize the growth that I wanted in life. But then I've started using it situationally. So I'm, trying to be present and active in improving conversations, dialogues, my interactions with people. So I started using visualization as a way to kind of work through mentally how I think the conversation might go, which then puts me in a place where I am trying to understand what the other person or the group's response might be, so that I can make sure that I accommodate for that with my approach, and tailor my message and be in more of an open headspace. I've been doing it with my workouts at the gym too, which has been really interesting. I always plan my workout that I'm going to do at the gym before I go, because I'm also I train each muscle group twice a week. So, I do the same weights for those 2 workouts, and then I always want to increase something weights or reps. So I plan that before, and then I have been visually walking myself through that workout, because then I go to the gym in the frame of mind of the success that I'll have once I'm finished with the workout. So then I end up pushing myself even more in the workout, because I already have that quote unquote sense of accomplishment. And then I've also been doing it with planning my day also. One of the things I'm currently struggling with from aligning my motivations is that my motivation falls off a cliff after 5 p.m. So on days when I'm planning anything after 5, I've found success if I sit and visualize my whole day, kind of meeting by meeting, event by event, then I again put myself in that frame of mind where I've successfully completed that, and I'm have a higher likelihood of actually doing those errands or tasks in the evening that I might have usually just cast off. So that is how I support growth of mind. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about my favorite value, soul at play. I hope everyone's having a great weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.